here we have another throwback review. We have the Transformers Cybertron Galaxy Force Leader Class Galvatron. I'd like to thank my good buddy Robert for loaning me this figure to review. Holy heck, this figure is an absolute beast. I miss the days when leader class figures were actually leader class figures that were big, beefy, so much mass, so much plastic. They had gimmicks. Look at the size of this thing. I barely hold him. This figure was released way back in 2004, if I'm not mistaken, by Takara and Hasbro for their Cybertron and Galaxy Force in the Japanese market toy line. If you're not familiar with this character, well, this is actually the same mold as the Megatron figure. Megatron, if you watch the show, it was colored in like dark gray and sea green with orange and yellow. And it was weird. He was very multicolored. This one is the superized sort of upgraded version of Megatron. When he lost the Metroplex, he was so angry he tapped into his inner rage and whatever. He unleashed something within him from his Unicron armor. He was able to tap and absorb the energy from the giant planet and all that. Long story short, he was able to upgrade himself into now Galvatron. He's now silver and black, which actually looks more like Megatron, if you ask me. He's more G1 Megatron colors, and I personally prefer the silver and black over the multicolored yellow, sea green, and gray version of this mold. Let's take a closer look at the details of this Transformers Cybertron Galvatron.
You lost it! Enough race! I am a team of one with unequal power! Now over me! For Primus!
Head to toe, the figure stands at a whopping 26 centimeters tall, or about 10¼ inches tall. So here he is with a couple of my biggest figures in my collection. We've got the Commander class Pseudo Series 86 Ultra Magnus. This is the Pseudo Series 86 Leader class Dinobot Grimblocks. Here he is with fellow Decepticons in the same Transformers Cybertron or Galaxy Force toy line. We've got Voyager class Soundwave and Voyager class Starscream. And here he is with a couple more Leader class figures. The Leader class figures are just getting smaller and smaller every year. We've got Leader class Kingdom or Legacy Galvatron, and we've got the Leader class Earthrise or Kingdom Optimus Prime. He's a Leader class because they justified him at that price point because he's got a trailer. And finally, here he is with, I kid you not, what passes for a Leader class figures nowadays. This is Leader class Legacy United Sandstorm. He's a triple changer. That's why they decided to make him a Leader class. He's Voyager in scale, but because of all the engineering, they said we're going to price it as a Leader class. And this might come as a shock to you, but the new Legacy United Soundwave, the exact same figure as this one. This was originally the Netflix Earthrise Soundwave. I got this from the Dramatic Capture series by Takara Tomy. From the Nemesis Bridge, we've got Soundwave. This is now being sold as a Leader class with 3 cassette minions. He's got only 2, but an additional minion like Rumble here makes him Leader class. So I think this says it all. It's just so pathetic and laughable. I don't know why no one else has called Hasbro out on this. So let's talk about the details of this figure. The overall sculpt is just magnificent on this figure. Every inch of it, every detail, every facet of this figure, very true to how it looked like in the cartoon. Probably the only thing I will comment on the design of the figure, and it's got to do with the transformation, are these pauldrons that are hanging on the back, on his back shoulders and on his back. These are the front parts of the car, as you see here, the front wheels, and this is where the weapons are stored when you do the cyber key gimmick. But I wish there was a better way they could have engineered this could have folded in a more streamlined way, but they're just hanging there. This is the only way to pose him standing up. You have to angle the feet because the joints are a little bit loose. If you put the feet facing front, he will really topple over. Back in the day, Hasbro wasn't cheap. They really gave you what you paid for. Let's talk about the Cyber Planet key gimmick. Now, unfortunately, my buddy had misplaced the Cyber key, and he is probably in one of his bins, but he wasn't able to send it to me. But if you're wondering what it looks like, it kind of looks like something like this. It's like the same with Megatron, but instead of smoked clear plastic, it's now like amber clear plastic. And he also comes with these two rocket firing projectiles. They would go up here in vehicle mode, and then you would press these buttons right here and they would launch. And you know, back in the day, spring-loaded missiles were a thing. Let's talk about Cyberplanet key gimmicks now. We'll use Starscream again. And this thing is powered by two AAA batteries, which are, if I can just show you very quickly, they're located here. There's a panel. Okay, two AAA batteries, and that'll power the electronics. So I'll show off the main gimmick. And you put the key here, and it powers up his engines. And you get the speaker right there. Oh man, that's why he's so back heavy, because all the electronics are there, and you reset by just collapsing. And as you move these turbines, these things kind of spin. Two other gimmicks is his weapons, his main weapons on the show. Put the key in, and out pops this panel, and then you'll be able to push out this peg, and you'll be able to remove one of the wheels, which is weird. This is actually his main gun. Well, one of his main guns. It's you rotate the wheel, and then it becomes. I mean, how cool is that? We don't see any of these kinds of things nowadays, and it's a shame. It really is, because you know, 20 years ago, the gimmicks, they were functional and they added value and playability to the figures. Okay, on the other side, put the key in, and then out will pop this panel, and this panel is actually removable, and the panel actually forms his spikes. So you can put it here. Is that how I can't remember on the show. I thought he looks better this way though, if you ask me. It really does. It's like his spikes. In terms of articulation, the neck is on a swivel. There's a little bit of a hinge because of transformation you can make him look up. He does have a waist swivel, but it is hindered by his huge backpack. The shoulders, they're on swivels, make the arms go forward, backward, 360. Ratcheting hinges that allow you to move the arms in and out. Double hinged elbows. He's got swivel wrists. The hips are on hinges that allow you to do the splits. Ratcheting swivels allow you to kick forward and best kind of slightly backward. Got a thigh swivel. Ratcheting hinge knees. The ankles, they have tilts. The foot can move up and down. And if you're curious if the figure does have light piping, he indeed does. And he looks very ominous and foreboding if you put the light on top of his head like that. So transformation, this figure has two alt modes. A main alt mode, which is the Cybertronian race car, and a jet mode. So fold up the horns, just fold back the head. I want to maybe rotate the fists this way, and then these panels on the back, you're going to slide the wrists forward so that the panels can cover the fists. Do the same on the other side. Go ahead and unpeg and slide those wrists forward and close them. Unpeg these tabs right here. So you want to go ahead and tab the chest. This cockpit is going to slide out. You're going to fold these panels out. You want to rotate the arms or the biceps. These shoulders are going to tuck in this way. Tuck in this way. And then you want to collapse the arms and tab them together. Let's just fold it in. And then these spikes are going to fold down. And then these panels are going to fold back up. These panels here, they're going to slide down, rotate, and they're going to tab onto the sides. The fin is going to rotate, and then this panel is going to tab, or this weapons polygon is going to tab onto the side. Rotate, fold out, and then rotate, and then fold back in, tab. We should tab here, rotate. So the tail fin, or the front fins, are going to tab in together. These fins are going to fold down, fold it down this way. You want to fold the waist or the pelvis all the way up. The legs are going to fold this way, and fold the legs this way, and then tab them onto the side. Okay, just line it up properly. Okay, and tab. Okay, all that's left now is to fold up the feet. The feet are sort of going to be the spoilers. Now, in the cartoon, these things unfold. You unpeg this way, and once you do that, in the cartoon, these things join together. Like, they collapse like, but for the toy, I don't think they do that. And in the cartoon, the spoilers were at an angle, like all the way up like that. But for the toy, I've seen several reviewers do it since I don't have the manual. It just stays here. And then these things, made of soft PVC material, they just stay and they just hang back like that. Out of the entire design for the alt mode, everything looks phenomenal. I love how he looks. He's just so menacing, and he could really tear up the track, and he could slice and dice any opposing racer. The rear section right here, that's really the weakest part of the transformation. Essentially, that's Galvatron or Megatron in his race car alt mode, and all the wheels work. Like these huge wheels, they roll. The front wheels, even the Gatling gun rolls, and underneath you get some extra wheels on the arms to just give it a smoother roll in car mode. The last time I saw something this big was in the first two movie toy lines, which is Transformers and Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. The leader class figures were just huge. You see that Jetfire? Jetfire was like 3 times the size of this thing. And now to transform him into jet mode, it's very simple. You just detach the fins right here, fenders. They are going to unpeg. They are going to fold all the way back and tab onto the wheels. Make sure the fins are lined up properly. Same thing on the other side. They just fold back, and essentially that's that. That's the jet mode. And he looks great. He looks like an arrow, and I think the Cyber key works best in jet mode. If I could just borrow again Starscream's Cyber Planet key. So you just plug it in, and oh yeah. Now I understand why they put wheels here on the arms. It's really as landing gear for the jet. And wow, look at that. If you want to see the comparison, here he is with Voyager class Starscream. Man, he really dwarfs this Starscream. And so some final thoughts on this Transformers Cybertron Galvatron. Man, this figure is amazing. It completely blew me away. I was so impressed with this figure. It's huge, it's massive, it's beefy. All the things you need for an actual proper leader class figure. This figure was a lot of fun. It has great gimmicks. He's very accurate to the show. The design, quality, solidness, PNAPs. Definitely one of those big figures you want in your collection if you're a big fan of this format or this version of Galvatron. So this figure is going to get a 9.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think of this Transformers Cybertron Galaxy Force Leader Class Galvatron. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.